Good morning, students. Bacha, we have completed our 4 units. Now we are on unit 5 and it is your last unit according to your CBSE curriculum, according to your NCERT book. This is the last chapter, last topic, last unit. And this is now, according to this, we are on the chapter. This is your foreign exchange rate. This is your foreign exchange rate. Now, before going in further details about foreign exchange rate, let us first discuss about some few basic topics. That is, what is an open economy? What is an open economy, bacha? The open economy is that kind of economy that exists in which we can trade to the rest of the world in terms of goods, services, etc. So nowadays every one country is being like an open economy because everyone can trade with every country. So here is definition in front of you. You can go through this definition. And an open economy is said to be one that trades with the other nations in goods and services, and most often also in the financial asset. You can take an example also. Suppose a country consumes the product of another country, or a country exports its products to the other country. These are both examples of an open economy. Basically, we have to measure terms related to this. That is your measure exports and measure imports. Basically, from India side, when we see, major imports are like mineral fuels, oils, pearls, precious and some semi-precious stones, nuclear reactors, etc. And when we come to major exports can be like textiles, cereals, cottons. So many products are there which are being exported. Now, before going to the more detail, just we can look at the 3 types of linkages which are established in an open economy. They are output market. Output market thus refers to an economy in which we can trade goods and services with another country, in which consumers and producers have the opportunity to choose between domestic goods as well as foreign goods. As you can take an example, like now in the present existing world, there is a variety of mobile phones, and in those mobile phones, basically from Indian mobile phones you can have the option of Nokia, and here I have taken an example of Chinese mobile phones, that are Vivo and Oppo. So now we have to choose between whether we will this purchase or use domestic products or for the foreign goods. So this depends on the choice of the consumers and producers right now, according to the situation existing in the economies. There is no foundation, it just depends on the choice. Next one is a financial market. Financial market also has such choices between which assets to choose. Either they can be domestic assets or they can be the foreign assets. Now the next one is labor market, and in this labor market it depends on the choice of the labor where they want to work. Either they want to work in their own country or they want to work in abroad countries and they have to shift. This can also be taken as a brain drain. Like so many good doctors from India, they have been shifted to some other countries like China, or they have been shifted to like America and else. You can also take an example of Lalit Shokin. He is making so much videos, and basically he is now an NRI. He has been shifted to another country. So it depends on the choice of the person where he want to work. Now let's have a look at the effects of foreign trade on Indian aggregate demand. Effects of foreign trade on Indian aggregate demand. Bacha, there when we entered into the open economy, we have two new terms with us, that is leakages and injections. Suppose when a country, or like we take Indian, buys the foreign goods, it acts as a leakage. Leakage means our funds goes to the another countries. Our money, it goes to another country. Basically it goes in form of their currency, but our is being reduced. So this leads to the decrease in aggregate demand. This basically leads to decrease in aggregate demand. In the similar way, we have the injections. Injection are same, that when Indians sells their domestic goods to the foreign, it acts as an injections and in circular flow of income. Now this leads to the increase in aggregate demand. So when we discusses about the circular flow of income for foreign sector included, that is 4 sector model we are taking, there we discuss in detail about leakages and injections. Here is a note point for you all, that when goods will be moving across the country borders, there will be need of foreign currency. Therefore, there is need to study about foreign exchange rate. But let's discuss this point with an example. Suppose any one of you, say I take Nisha, she wants to go to America. She wants to visit there for 1 month. She is going there. But bacha, for going there, she has to take their goods also, she has to take their services also. Means she has to spend a lot of amount after going to America. But if she takes their Indian rupee, she will be like a beggar in that country. She cannot use Indian rupee in the form of Indian rupee in America. She can use for buying, selling, trading, everything, every sort of work she want to do, she can use only and only American dollar to live in America. Now how she will get that American dollar? She has to exchange its Indian rupee through the foreign exchange market. According to the foreign exchange rate, she has to exchange her Indian rupee. In exchange of that Indian rupee, she will get foreign currency, that can be dollar form, as she is going to America. If she is visiting somewhere else like Europe, she has to convert her currency into euros. And if she is going to England, she has to convert her currency into pound, because each and every country is having its own different currency. So hope the main reason of foreign market, foreign exchange rates and forex, whatever is the need of studying this, because in the prevailing situations there are no foundations between the countries. We can go there for working, we can go there for trading, we can go there for spending holidays, but the thing is that for all those things we need the currency of the country wherever we are going. Now bache, we will start basically now the meaning of foreign exchange rate. So here are few examples of the currencies of the different countries. Like India is having Indian rupee, America is having US dollar, England is having pound, and Europe is having euro. And this is the point which I have already told you, that currency of one country is not accepted in the some other country. Currency of one country is not been accepted in some other country. There is a need to convert the currencies into the currency of the country in which we are going, or from which we are buying something. Suppose if we are making so much imports from America, so we have to pay America in American dollars. We cannot pay in Indian rupees. So the next topic is, to make international payments, there is need to convert currency of one country into the currency of another country, because every country wants the payment in their own currency. Hope the point which I have told you till now, after this written note, it has been clear to you now that to make international payments, there is need to convert currency of one country into the currency of another country, because every country wants the payment in their own currency, because they have to live in their own countries, and for doing the transaction purposes of their own country, they need their own money, own currency. So why will they accept the Indian rupee, or why will America accept the England's pound, or why will it accept the euro of Europe? They will not accept. They will only accept the currency which is existing in their own country. Now this is a technical definition of foreign exchange rate in front of you. That is, foreign exchange rate refers to the rate at which one currency is exchanged for the other. Foreign exchange rate refers to the rate at which one currency is exchanged for the other. It represents the price of one country in the terms of another currency. It represents the price of one country's currency in terms of another currency. Let's take an example. If $1 can be exchanged from rupees 70, then rupees 1 will be equal to 1 upon $70. That means value of 1 rupee is just $0.0143. So if we will take 1 rupee, we will get, in exchange of that 1 rupee, we will get only $0.0143. Foreign exchange rate is also called forex rate, and it is also called forex rate. Forex rate means FOR denotes for foreign, EX denotes for exchange, and it is your rate. Forex rate. According to this note point, you can see that a great information is being provided to you, that there is great importance of IMS, International Monetary System, which looks for all the issues related to handling of currencies, foreign exchange markets, all the conflicts which are there. They looks after them so that instability is not there. So it is a very important aspect, International Monetary System. So this was the basic discussion. Tomorrow we will be discussing about demand for foreign exchange rate, supply for foreign exchange rate, and we will discuss about what is appreciation, what is depreciation of foreign exchange rate. Then we will discuss about devaluation, then we will discuss about revaluation, and most probably we can discuss about how the exchange rates are determined. We can discuss about how the exchange rates are determined. So let me make once again the brief overview of the topics. That is, first we have done about meaning of open economy, an example of open economy, then few examples of major imports I have listed you down. Then were there major exports. Then we have discussed about the three ways in which linkages are established in an open economy, like how two countries or more countries are related to each other. You might have listened about migration, that one person is migrating from one country to the another country. That is all like movement of laborers from one place to another. In the same way as laborers are moving, goods and services are also moving. Financial assets are also being traded. And we have basically two categories, domestic assets and foreign assets. The country in which a person is living and the assets of that country are like domestic assets for him, and the assets of all the other countries leaving aside the own country of that citizen or resident, they are like foreign assets. Same is in the case of goods. Domestic goods which are produced within the domestic territory of a country, foreign goods which are produced in rest of the world except the country to which the person belongs. And here was the discussion about your labor market. What was your labor market? Movement of laborers from one place to another, and in this case places are not like from Haryana to Delhi or Uttar Pradesh to Punjab. Now we are talking about countries, from India to China, India to Nepal, America to Pakistan. This all was there. Now next one is your effects of foreign trade on Indian aggregate demand. There are two basic effects. They were linkages and they were injections. Then there was foreign exchange rate, meaning that every country is having their own currency for trade purpose, for selling purpose, for purchases, for earning, living there, for celebrating holidays in another country, foreign country. There is a need of foreign exchange, and that foreign exchange, how much we can get in lieu of our own currency, that depends upon the foreign exchange rate, and that rates are determined under the market called foreign exchange market. So this was the basic things, and the last one was the technical definition of foreign exchange rate. That foreign exchange rate refers to the rate at which one currency is exchanged for the other. And there was an example, if we can exchange $1 to 70 rupees, so to get $1 American we have to give 70 Indian rupees, and this foreign exchange rate is also called forex rate. And there is a highly technical body which exists, which controls everything related to this foreign exchange work and monetary systems when there is need to control on the basis of all the countries. That is your international monetary system, that can be related to World Bank also, that is also related to IMF, your International Monetary Fund. So this was all for your today's discussion, bache. Hope the today's topic, it was just a basic starting introduction, that why we will be going to study about foreign exchange rate. Hope you are able to understand. You have to make these proper notes in your notebook. You can visit some other networks like Google search. You can also do if you want to go in more detail. Thank you and have a nice day.